me I have the Audi Q8 E-TRON. A new name, rebranded, and a facelift from the old Audi E-TRON that we tested a while back. And you know, we actually quite like the car. Let's have it right, this is an expensive SUV, but I'm going to tell you in today's video just why it might be worth a look at. Also, I've got a couple of secrets for you, which I think you will like, so stay with me on that one. Let's get going. Now, the most important thing I need to tell you about the Audi Q8 E-TRON is it's so quiet. It is super quiet. It's got me thinking about my life choices. It's that quiet. And the reason why it's so quiet is because Audi have spent a lot of money making soundproof material. Like, all of the mats in here have got a foam backing, kind of like underlay, just making the cabin that quieter. And then also you've got under the arches, got the thickest felt I've ever seen, with all these kind of ridges, which I think is down to, you know, deadening all of the sound coming from the road and the tyre noise. Then you've got double glazed windows. Then you've got a double glazed acoustic windscreen as well. Add that all together, one little concoction, you've got probably the quietest cabin on any EV. Let's talk about charging. The Audi Q8 e-tron 50 charge times are 7 kilowatt using a wall box, 0 to 100. That'll do you in 14.5 hours. It can accept up to a fast charge of 150 kilowatts. If you get that, 10 to 80% will give you 28 minutes. Let's talk about the Q8 e-tron's boot space. 569 litres here. And look, this car's spec'd to 88 grand. I don't even get any electrification with the buttons. Old school flappy bits that just knock down the seats if you want more litres of space. Under here's pretty good though. Pretty deep and cavernous. You can even spec a spare tyre. And I think that's going to cost you around 330 quid for the spare tyre if you want it. But there is space down there. 569 litres, is that enough? All electric vehicles should have a frunk. And you know what? The Audi Q8 e-tron does. And it's 62 litres of frunk space. And check this out. With my 88 grand car, I get this free thrown in weatherproof, rainproof bag where I can keep my cables. So there you go. Or you could take this out and use it for something else. You know, maybe if you're having a picnic, you could put a hamper in there. One of the coolest things, if not the coolest thing, with the Audi Q8 is just how comfortable it is. It is really, really comfortable. Stop beeping at me. It's so comfortable, and that's because it's got adaptive air suspension. Now, the old e-tron had that as well, but Audi have tweaked this and also tuned the steering as well, making it a little bit more sharper and more responsive. We'll go on that a little bit later because I want to talk about how plush the ride is. And it is an expensive car, right? But I say to myself, if you're someone that wants a really quiet and comfy ride, then this is one of the best up there for an electric vehicle, because it is so... I'm on a B road now and I cannot feel any lumps and bumps. And that adaptive air suspension is constantly working. You've got a number of drive modes as well that you can go through: off-road, all-road, efficiency, comfort, auto, and individual. And on the individual, you can change the drive system. So the electric motor, you can have it super responsive, on dynamic, balanced, efficient. Suspension, you can change comfort, balance, dynamic, and then the steering, comfort, balanced, and dynamic. And that will just lighten up the steering should you need to. But the car, I mean, it's so plush and pillowy. You find yourself actually aiming for the potholes. That's how mad it is. That's how comfortable. You almost just want to test the car and go, is this really that good? So there's me waffling on about how comfy this car is. I want to hear from Adam, who is in the rear. Adam, talk to me about comfort levels there.
Okay, so I'm in the back of the Q8 e-tron, and I mean, I'll start with the seats. The position is probably a little bit too upright for me. I feel like I'm in a little bit of a, I don't know, straight jacket or something. I don't know, I just feel like my back isn't very comfy on this seat. The materials themselves actually quite nice. I like the leather. The colour's okay. It's sort of your own opinion on the grey material here. I like that you've got a ski hatch here, which is quite nice for like loading or getting stuff out of the boot. No cup holders. I can't even get that down. Oh yeah, we've got this weird flap here. I'm not sure what you can fit in there. Maybe a phone or something. But yeah, no cup holders here, which is a bit of a shame for your passengers that are having their drinks or gone to Mackey's or something. You've got a bit of netting here, which I'm not a fan of netting. I don't know why, I just feel like they're going to break and you know, not really last. What I can say is the doors, so the windows are a nice size, so you actually get a really nice view out of the cabin in the back, and yeah, it's nice and big, lets in lots of light.
Any USBs back there?
Any USBs? No. So let's just give Audi a bit of a grilling. Why haven't they put any USBs in the back? There is no toys, there is nothing for your rear passengers. All you've got is a light up here and 2 vents, which you can't even control the temperatures or anything. You literally can't control anything in the back. Your passengers are just forgotten about. That's it. You can put the window up and down. And that's it. I'm shocked. I am shocked that there's nothing else in the back. Like even lower brands or, you know, comparable priced cars have got something in the back for your rear passengers. So yeah, that's that. Knee room wise, let me show you. I've got plenty of knee room. Knee room's fine, and headroom is perfect. So I think if you're a big girl or guy, you'll be absolutely fine in the back. That's about it.
Okay, we've got some nice B roads here. Let's get it into dynamic. Here we go. And the air suspension starts to lower down, and let's give it a little bit of a boot. Oh, now people have slated the performance of this car, but you know what? It's more than enough, and we'll do a little bit of a launch later, because this one does 0 to 62 in 5.6 seconds. This car's got some go, and it's still got more. I can feel it. It's still got more beneath it. Wow! And it's still pretty flat, you know, through the corners. And Audi have fine-tuned this car compared to the old e-tron. But the car, like, minor inputs into the wheel, and the car is reacting. Brakes aren't too grabby, nice and progressive, which is good because this car is 2.5 tons, which is pretty heavy. And let's have a little look around. Oh, no body roll there. This snatches well. I can feel I've got grip with the all-wheel quattro drive system. And this car, this is decent. For a moment, I'm not even in an SUV. I'm in an Audi RS3, low to the ground, just soaking up the lumps and bumps. There you go. Can't even feel that. Gentle thuds. You know, my bottom has never been happier. Normally it takes an absolute pounding. That sounded weird, but I'm talking about the car, because the air suspension is so soft. It's doing really well. I could drive like this for ages. This is a really, really cool car. And it does have some decent performance as well. And if you want a little bit more performance, if it's not enough for you, 408 Farder Stark with a 55, then you need to go for the Q8 E-TRON. But at the moment, this, look at that. Stick. It's on rails. And foot down, and we are away. You know what? This is more than enough for the UK roads. More than enough. I don't think you'd need to go for the SQ8. And for those that slate the performance in the Q8 E-TRON, what are you on about? What are you talking about? This car, it's got more than enough performance. The interior of the Audi Q8 E-TRON impresses with its sleek design and high quality materials. I love the fact I've got 3 screens as well. A big infotainment screen, a little 8-incher underneath for the temperature controls, and the digital cockpit is a particular favourite of mine. The use of premium materials are there throughout the cabin, further elevates the luxury feel, but I wouldn't say there is a massive wow factor. Overall, the Audi Q8 E-TRON offers a modern and refined interior that most people will enjoy. It's just very Audi. It's time for the first secret. Now, in every single car, lane keep assist is a huge problem. And I like to figure out a way on how to turn off that lane keep assist with a touch of one button. And Audi have done well. In the Q8 E-TRON, the button to turn off lane keep assist is right here. You can't even see it. You've got to put your head round on the indicator stalk, press and hold, and look, lane keep assist is now off. Thank you. Time for the second secret. Now this is a good one. It's about the regenerative paddles braking. This is the best way, I think, you're going to maximize the range with your car. So make sure you go into settings, car, and then efficiency assist, and make sure it is in manual. It is. And then Because basically when you have it in automatic, every time you touch the accelerator, it just deletes what your input is on the regen. Now, I'm going to click the flappy paddle -1 back all the way so it's on the max regen setting and leave it on that, because the regen in this Q8 E-TRON isn't harsh at all. Look, I take my foot off, it's not harsh at all. You can run with that on the motorway, on the A roads, the B roads, the cities, it does not matter. Leave it on that, it's going to regen back because it isn't harsh. And then also, what I've noticed is it doesn't have one pedal driving, so it won't. Like I said, it's just not harsh enough. And I love how Audi have included customization with the regen paddles. It works, it's great, and sometimes when you've got it in automatic mode, you can use it as a little brake as well. But my advice would be, and a little bit of a secret, make sure you've got it in manual, leave it on the harshest mode of regen, even though it isn't that harsh. And every time you lift off, it's just going to harvest back that energy into the battery. And again, like I said, you can use that on motorways. You can use it on any road. And because this car, I feel it's just all about refinement and plushness and feeling fancy. Okay guys, I want to talk to you about cost, because let's be honest, this spec is £87,500, but I put it up to like 88 because I like to round it up. And it's an S-Line trim. So let's go through the trims. You've got a Sport trim, S-Line, Black Edition, and Vorsprung Duck Technique, the 4 trim levels. And then if you really want the go faster version, then you can get the Q8 E-TRON. This is the S-Line trim. I'm pretty confused why I don't have a panoramic sunroof and I'm paying 87 grand for this spec. So the 55 has the bigger battery, the 50 has the smaller one. Now, the difference in terms of range, the 50 will get 281 miles, what Audi say. The 55, which this one is, says 330. So it's £10,000 different. It's 69k for the entry sport trim, which I think is the one to go for. If you want to get your hands on an Audi Q8 E-TRON and you don't want to spend too much money, because 69 grand is still a lot. The Sport 50 gets you 281 miles, you still get heated seats, you still get leather seats, you get power tailgate, you get cameras, you don't get a pano roof. But that is my feeling if you want to go for it. And these are my reasons, right? The 50 to the 55 is 10 grand difference. So the entry for the 55 is £79,000. So my question to you is, for £10,000, would you want 49 more miles of range? I wouldn't.
All right.
Okay, now I've got Adam in the front with me. Yay!
Been upgraded from the back to the front.
And we want to have a conversation with you about competition.
Because Ollie's done all the stats and everything about the car. So now really it's about what would you buy? So tell me what are the other options?
Well, I want to give you a few options, Adam, and I want to see what you could choose. So we did review a very playful Jaguar I-Pace, starts at 70k. That was playful.
I actually didn't mind the I-Pace. I think it's quite a nice car.
It is cool. Now that starts from around 70k, and I think I remember 4.4 seconds, so it's super quick. Now another one I want to talk to you about is a Mercedes-Benz EQC. They're starting around 74k.
Okay.
We've got BMW iX. You can start speccing a BMW iX.
Yeah, very ugly though.
So
yeah,
BMW...
the iX has got a face only a mother can love.
I know, but the thing for me with the BMW iX is I absolutely love Hans Zimmer, and I love the noises that he...
You can't just buy a car because of the noises.
Yes, you can.
Out the speakers.
You can.
You can't. You can get it on your iPad.
No way.
Okay.
Awesome.
Bottom line, it's not the best looking car.
Okay. Next, what about? We've had a few Genesis recently, and they are called the Genesis GV70.
Is that electric though?
Yeah. Boost mode.
Yeah.
We had boost mode.
That was quite nice.
Around 65k.
Yeah. Still a Genesis though.
Yeah, okay, it's fine. You want a German like?
No, I liked, especially the GV80 we had from Genesis. I was quite impressed.
It looks like a Bentley. Everyone's like, oh wow, it looks like an expensive car.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Now this is the real kicker. This is the kicker, guys, because Tesla Model Y. Tesla Model Y. Let me tell you the price. So the Tesla Model Y, if you get the rear wheel drive trim, it's 44,900, 44k 900, so 45k we'll say. Now if you've got the 50 trim in this, you get 281 miles of range, and you get 281, I think, around that in the Model Y rear wheel. But this starts at 69k, and that's 45. So let's compare this 55, which is 330 miles, all-wheel drive, to a long-range Model Y, which does 331 miles of range, and that is £53,000, £26,000 difference.
That is a good saving, and I feel like the Model Y is still quite spacious.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not quite as practical, maybe.
For me, it's just the looks. The Model Y just looks like a bug.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Model Y looks, but I think their infrastructure with Tesla and their chargers and everything, that's definitely a benefit. And I feel like they're a bit more accurate with their range.
Yeah, it will be quicker too. That does about 4 point something, the Model Y long range performance, just long range, sorry. So you'll have that, but I mean, this isn't slow.
To say, whilst I've been in the car, which is only today compared to you all week,
yeah,
I've actually found that the suspension is very smooth, like comparable to all the other cars we'll test drive. I'd say this air suspension is very good. It glides over all the lumps and bumps, and I feel like the performance has been impressive.
I think the performance has been impressive. Time for a launch in the Audi Q8 e-tron. This is the 55, 0 to 62, 5.6 seconds. 50, you're looking at around 6 seconds. Let's get it in S, dynamic as well. And when I hit S, you'll see you get a little bit of a boost here, which then gives you a little bit more of a gauge. Make sure traction control is turned off. Foot on the brake. And let's see just what that kick feels like. All right, ready? All right. It's not too much of a kick. It's kind of progressive. Oh, but that's 60. That was quick. That was decent. That was really decently quick. I reckon if we had enough money to buy some specialist timing gear, that might have been under 5.6 seconds. What would you have over an Audi Q8 e-tron? The cheapest one is £69,000, right? So what would you have?
Personally, I would probably go for the EV9.
Well, yeah, we didn't even say the EV9 is 65k in the air trim.
Yeah.
Not all-wheel drive, that one was rear wheel.
We didn't even mention the iX3 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, much more playful BMW.
So I think personally, in terms of a family SUV, which I think these are going to be mostly used for, I would steer towards the EV9.
Well, it's a tough one. I would probably have, do you know what, I'd be looking at a Genesis. I think there was just something.
Genesis.
I do, you know what, just something about the Genesis.
Love it.
GV70, all-wheel drive.
Value for money.
Pretty fast as well.
Yeah. It's got a lot of toys in there.
It's got a lot of toys. Or, you know, BMW iX. If I'm really looking at spending 70 grand, then I do like the look of that car, and I love the noise. The noises with this car. There's not much extra in terms of features. It's a car that's quiet and it drives comfortable. Other than that, you're not really getting much else. Okay, so that has been our review on the Audi Q8 e-tron. Still trying to decide if I like this ultra blue. You'll have to let me know in the comments what you think about that. So let's summarize what we've done. We've taken the car out, we've spoken about some cool features. I hope you like the secrets and I hope they help you out as well. We spoke about the competition. This is the 55 S-Line Q8 e-tron. You get 330 miles of range, Audi say with this. However, I've just had a little look on the digital cluster and it's saying we were averaging, filming today, 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour. And if you work that out, you're looking at getting 275 miles of range, which is a lot different than the 330, isn't it? But I reckon realistically, 275, 280, maybe 290 at a push if you've got a really light foot. But you'll have to let me know. If you own a Q8 e-tron, let me know what mileage, what range you've been getting in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Q8 in the comments. What car would you have over this? As always, if you like the episode, throw us a like already, get a sub to Car Chat TV, and I will see you on the next one. If you've made it this far, thank you ever so much for watching. I've just popped up 2 more videos on your screen that you also may like. If you do watch one, let me know what you think.